everybody, Chris here again with CDQ Wrestling, and today I'm going over my WrestleMania 34 predictions. So let's get started. Now, most of you guys do know, if you guys have watched these pay-per-view predictions before, I don't usually do the pre-show, but since it's WrestleMania, we are doing the pre-show. So let's get started with the first ever WrestleMania Women's Battle Royal match. We're not going to talk about the whole naming, whatever, you know. We're talking about the match. And so we're going to have, I believe it's 30 competitors between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT, because as you guys know, the women's divisions aren't super big, so we have to get people from NXT. So, but I think ultimately we're going to see Becky Lynch win from SmackDown, just because, why not? No, that's not why. You know, usually WWE likes to flip between the two shows, and so since we'll get to the men's in a second, and you guys will know why I picked Becky Lynch for this one. So let's get started into the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial. Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. A lot to say. So this one, as you guys know, this would be the fifth one, and so I think ultimately we're going to see Elias win and get a good push with this. And since he's on Raw, that's why I picked Becky Lynch for SmackDown. So see Elias win, and hopefully he gets a good push, because we've had two winners who haven't had anything happen in terms of a good push, and we have two that have had a decent push from it. Like last year, Mojo Rawley won, and ultimately that push wasn't even for him. It was for Jinder Mahal switch to SmackDown and all that. You know, the title opportunity that Mahal had, that ended so well. So so that's why hopefully Elias wins and gets a good push, because you know it's just silly to have you know, they keep flip-flopping on the pushes and stuff. So next, and the final match of the pre-show, is going to be the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament Finals between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali. As you guys remember, Cedric Alexander was supposed to have the title opportunity. I don't remember if it was at the Rumble or Elimination Chamber, what he's supposed to have it in, because everything that happened with Enzo, they were like, well, let's just have a tournament. New GM Drake Maverick set it up, and we got to go. And so I still think Alexander's going to ultimately win the match, and I think because he just has more appeal than Ali has right now, and it's just, you know, just with that feud that he had with Enzo kind of helped him get to that level, and so hopefully that does happen and we get some more Cruiserweight action. With this tournament, I've actually enjoyed watching 205 Live more than I did before, and you know, and we'll talk about that later, but we're on WrestleMania. So now for the actual show, and the first match we have is the Raw Women's Championship match between Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax. This has been a match that has been kind of leading up for a little bit. You guys know Nia Jax had her face turn, you know, Alexa Bliss super heel, oh, that Nia is just whatever. And so having Nia win at WrestleMania, that good old yay. So Nia Jax wins at WrestleMania. Also too, I would envision eventually that Ronda Rousey will win the Raw Women's title, and so by having Nia Jax as the champion at the time, when Rousey beats her for the title, it'll be a better, because since Nia's not 5'0", it'll just be better, because you know, you have Ronda Rousey, you know, and Nia, the body similarity is a little bit more than Alexa Bliss and Ronda Rousey. So, but that'll be for another day. The next match we're talking about is the Raw Tag Team Championship match between the Bar of Sheamus and Cesaro and versus Braun Strowman in a partner of his choosing. And for that first part, Braun's partner is going to be one of two people. It's either going to be a returning Samoa Joe or a repackaged returning Bray Wyatt. And I say that because we'll get to the SmackDown tag titles. I have a theory of what they're going to do for stories later. But I think Strowman's going to win with his partner, just because Strowman's such a beast. He's gotten that, you know, he has the crowd behind him, so you know, it'll be a nice thing to see happen at Mania for Strowman to win. The next match we're going to talk about is the Fatal 4-Way the Fatal 4-Way United States Championship match. I should probably include what it is. Sorry. So the U.S. title championship match, Fatal 4-Way between the champion Randy Orton Bobby Roode, Jinder Mahal, and Rusev. Rusev was that late addition, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, because of he's been so entertaining as of late, and so he's getting there. But I think we're going to ultimately see Randy Orton retain. Orton hasn't been able to do a whole lot with the championship right now, so let's hopefully see a little bit further feud go with Bobby Roode, or maybe even with Rusev. Just Jinder Mahal, he's just not appealing. He's just a super predictable heel, have his little minions do stuff, whatever. And Rusev thankfully doesn't use Aiden English that much in terms of stuff like that. At least what I've seen. I could be wrong, but I've not seen Aiden English get involved as much as the Senior brothers as they do for Mahal. So Orton's going to retain, hopefully. So this one right here is the triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship between the champion, The Miz, Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor. This one, I would like to see either Rollins or Balor win. This is there's just the first of a couple matches that I could hopefully see either person win, minus The Miz. I enjoy The Miz heel work. He's a great heel. He does a great job at that. I just don't think he needs a title anymore, because he just doesn't elevate the championship anymore. He doesn't use it to his advantage anymore. I feel like, it's just not there anymore. So ultimately, I would like to see either Rollins or Balor win. I think Balor's going to win the title, though, because then we're going to see Rollins have that main event push for the Universal Championship. So I'll see that happening there. The next is the SmackDown Live tag team title match a tag team triple threat match between the champion, the Usos, the New Day, and the Bludgeon Brothers. So this one, I think the Bludgeon Brothers are going to win, just because they have just been, since they re-debuted as the Bludgeon Brothers, they've just demolished everybody. They've been getting a huge push as well because of it. So I think they're going to pull out the win, and then, like I said earlier, Strowman and Bray Wyatt have the title for Raw, and eventually at one of the big 4 pay-per-views that have the brands, have matches with one another, we're going to see, the former Wyatt members battle one another. I see that happening, somewhat predictable, but I see that happening. So but also too, I think the Usos and New Day have just been it's just getting kind of old and bland using those guys for the division. They have the tag team division needs some more, some new flavors in there. So the Bludgeon Brothers hopefully bring that as the new champions. This is another match that I could see either person win. And it's the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair and Asuka. This one is, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be, it's just, I don't know, it's just going to be good. I don't know what else there's to say. I do think that Asuka's going to win and still have her streak and be the women's champion. So we'll see that happen. And also too, seeing Asuka actually in SmackDown and have that feud with Charlotte, it's going to be, I would really enjoy that feud to happen, continue, because the build has been very minimal in terms of Charlotte and Asuka, because Asuka's been it's still been on Raw for most of it. So, it'll be nice to see that feud continue. I just don't think they're ready to break the streak yet, especially at Mania. We'll get to that a little bit later. But, so Asuka's going to win the title. So the next match is probably what I think the most unpredictable match. The one that was probably the least likely to happen. And that is the tag team match with Daniel Bryan, Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And if Owens and Zayn win, then they get to be reinstated to SmackDown. Daniel Bryan, we all remember, had to retire because of concussions. It was sad. He got to be the general manager, but he wanted to keep wrestling. And he you know, if you guys hopefully you've watched SmackDown, you just talked about he went to all these doctors and they finally cleared him, and you know, and to be in the same venue that he won, you know, that huge underdog moment in WrestleMania 30, 34, which is it's a good story. Sadly though, I don't think we're going to see Bryan and McMahon win. Kevin Owens and Zayn are the SmackDown's biggest heels right now, just as, you know, as nasty heel stuff as they've done. I just don't think that they're just going to waste this opportunity like this and shove them to Raw. You know, you still have a little more of a feud to go. You know, I have read that people think that this is where Shane's going to turn on Daniel. I just, you know, it could happen, but I think that's one reason why SmackDown is better storytelling, is because Shane isn't part of the heel. You know, he isn't the heels like they have on Raw. And so, you know, it's going to be a valiant fight. It's going to be a good match. A lot of nice spots, hopefully. But I just don't think that they're going to, you know, they're going to continue this feud a little bit longer. Whether or not to Survivor Series, I'm sorry, to SummerSlam, or to, you know, or something like that, you know, we'll have to wait and see. But, you know, unfortunately, I don't see that happening there. You know, I could be wrong. You know, I could be wrong. They could have Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon win, Owens and Zayn go to SmackDown or go to Raw, and then, you know, Survivor Series, they have their whatever. We'll just have to wait and see until Sunday. But ultimately, I think Zayn and Owens are going to win. Alright, the next match, which is the mixed tag team match between Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey versus Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. I do expect to see a mixed tag team match from now on at WrestleMania, because remember we had ours last year with The Miz and Maurice versus John Cena and Nikki Bella. We've also had the mixed tag challenge that just ended on Tuesday. So I see this continuing. With this match specifically, I expect Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey to win, being Ronda Rousey's first match in WWE and Kurt Angle's first WrestleMania match since 2006, I believe. I could be wrong. I believe it's 2006. So I think, you know, because most of the time, you know, that's usually how, you know, the person comes out, they debut, they usually win their debut unless they want to be jobbered out through WWE. You know, you know, I would imagine seeing Ronda Rousey tapping out, probably Stephanie. We might see Triple H again. That would be very funny. But we'll probably see Ronda Rousey, you know, tap, or we see the kind of like how it ended last year, where like Nikki Bella and John Cena did both their finishers on Miz and Maurice, and so we see the armbar and the ankle lock, or the angle lock, excuse me, on Triple H and Stephanie. But it doesn't matter how the outcome, however they finish, Angle and Rousey are going to win. So this one has been billed as the dream match for WrestleMania. This one right here is the last of the matches that I would love to see either person win, and is the WWE Championship match between AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura. This one should be the last match of the show, but we know it's not going to be because of predictability. But it's going to be the best match. Well, it's going to be probably one of two best matches, which ironically are both on SmackDown. So this one, like I said, you know, it could go either way. I would love to see Styles retain, but I would also love to see Nakamura win as well. You know, this one is just too hard to tell, because it's such, you know, like, they're both faces right now, and you know, it's just gonna be such a good show, like, good match, excuse me, not a good show, but a good match. And so, like, you know, you just don't know what's really gonna happen. But for this prediction video, I'm gonna say that AJ Styles is gonna retain. I don't think WWE is quite ready to have Nakamura take over as champion, and Styles is doing such a good job right now, and so I think Styles is going to retain it a little bit longer, but Nakamura is eventually going to win. I would say by the end of this year, Nakamura will be champion, and hoping that just a placeholder champion, hoping just a good run. But yeah, so I see that happening as Nakamura and Styles, but Styles is going to win, but it's going to, you know, this should close the show, but we know it's not going to because of predictability. And so you guys do know what this main event is going to be. It is the also predictable Universal Championship match between the champion Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns, and we know who's going to win. Roman Reigns. And we've known this. I've known this since last WrestleMania. If you guys don't know, I was at last WrestleMania 33. And with Roman Reigns beating The Undertaker, you could tell this match right here was going to get set up with, and to be honest, I'm surprised they didn't do that. We're like, oh, well, we're the two that beat The Undertaker. I was very surprised that did not get set up at all. I have enjoyed on Raw the fact that I don't specifically enjoyed, but I found interesting on how they've been able to get Roman to get cheered by, oh, Brock's not there, he's going to UFC, blah, 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 blah. I'm the guy who's here every single day, day in, day out, blah, 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 and that's how they're going to get him cheered. But like I said, Reigns is going to win, not a big surprise. If you guys have watched my TakeOver predictions, this match right here is the biggest reason why Mania is not going to blow the water. Like, it's not going to match up to TakeOver on Saturday. And so, just because it's too predictable, like, if you guys, I don't remember if I didn't put the Elimination Chamber results or predictions up, but the Elimination Chamber was way too predictable, like, every single match. Like, every single match was predictable on that card. Fastlane wasn't as bad, but, like, it just seems like with Raw, they're like, oh, let's be predictable, and SmackDown, we change it up. But, like I said, we're going to see that happening. Reigns is going to win. And Brock's going to leave or whatever, who cares? What's going to be more interesting is seeing Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins, or maybe even Finn Balor. That'd be even better. And hopefully we'll see that soon. Now, before we do my rundown of who's going to win and lose, there's one thing I'm going to talk about. I don't want to see John Cena and Undertaker. I hope they don't do a surprise Taker out calling out John Cena. They have a match, whatever. If anybody knows me, Taker's my favorite wrestler, just hands down, just because of. And I'm not even going to explain why. That'll be another video. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments below. But just because of how they ended last year, okay, they finished the match. He's in the ring. Reigns goes away, and we say thank you to Taker. Right? We say thank you for being such an amazing guy for so long. And yes, he was. We knew he wasn't physically his peak, and we knew that going into that. We knew that. We understood that. That was not a big deal. But just to see, fists in the air, down through the stage, and he's done, right? And yes, we saw him at Raw 25, whatever, it's Raw 25, don't really matter. Just leave it at that on Mania, it goes down, he's done, that, I personally feel like that's how that should have ended right there. So, I think they had, they did that, John Cena's going to call it Taker, Taker, just to get more people to buy WWE Network. Or they get Mania for free, whatever, that doesn't matter. But they want to see more people, is Taker going to be there? Taker going to be there? Well, you got to buy it. So I think they did that in terms of that. I could be wrong. We could have him have a great match, whatever. I'm okay with him not coming back to Mania. So he gets into the Hall of Fame, whatever. So that's my opinion on that, and we're going to leave it at that. So let's do the rundown of the show. So we have Becky Lynch wins the Women's Battle Royal. Elias wins the Andre the Giant Memorial. Cedric Alexander wins the Cruiserweight Championship. Nia Jax wins the Raw Women's title. Braun Strowman and either Samoa Joe or Bray Wyatt win the Raw Tag Team title. Randy Orton retains the U.S. Championship match. Finn Balor wins the IC Championship. The Bludgeon Brothers win the SmackDown Live Championship. SmackDown Live Tag Team Championship. Asuka wins the SmackDown Women's Championship. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn beat Dan Bryan and Shane McMahon to be reinstated into SmackDown Live. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey beat Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. AJ Styles retains the WWE Championship. And Roman Reigns wins the Universal Championship. Thank you guys for staying till the end. Leave a comment below whether or not you agree or disagree on my predictions. How you think your predictions differ from mine. We will do the results after WrestleMania, of course. If you'd like to follow me on social media, those links will be in the description below. And I will catch you guys next time.